When you dial 911, you trust that someone will answer. But for some people in Bradley County, over the weekend, their first call went unanswered. Good evening. I'm Josh Rowe.
And I'm Latricia Thomas. A couple dozen people couldn't hear dispatchers over the phone. News Channel 9's Alana LaFleur tells us what's being done to fix this problem. Alana.
Also, Tricia, the way it works is the Bradley County 911 Center has two banks where calls come in, one for wireless phones and another for landlines. 3/4 of all calls come from cell phones, and those were the calls that started off the problems.
Three numbers you hope you'll never need to dial. 911.
My neighbor's house caught on fire, and I did call 911.
Like Bradley County resident Gary Ownby, if you do, you probably expect the call to run smoothly and get you the help you need.
Within probably 2 minutes, I could hear sirens.
But according to Bradley County 911 Director Joe Wilson, calls coming into the center's next generation 911 line for wireless calls came in garbled, choppy, and incomprehensible last week.
We made a request to move our wireless phones back to the old legacy lines, and then the choppiness went away.
Wilson says they started using the next generation 911 system a few years ago. It's IP-based, funded by the state, and is supposed to be more efficient.
When they operate as planned, if you have an outage somewhere, it should be able to route around somewhere a problem.
But switching to the old landline system for all calls created another problem.
We had an issue with callers not being able to hear us.
Wilson says dispatchers called people back after a few seconds and everyone could hear fine. That happened for a few dozen callers. He doesn't know the nature of the calls or if they were true emergencies, but says the problem is resolved for now.
Worked just about all day trying to isolate one line that was really giving us trouble, so that line has been taken out of service.
Now there are 7 lines people can call into instead of 8. Wilson says he's not concerned because while they get an average of 500 to 600 calls a day, they only get about 2 or 3 at once. People living in Bradley County say they just hope everything is fixed for good.
Who pays the price for it not working correctly?
911 Director Joe Wilson says all of Tennessee is expected to make the switch to the next generation 911 system by the end of the year. When that happens, he says Bradley County will maintain the old lines just in case problems like the ones happening now take place. Latricia.
Alana, thank you. A month ago, a 911 call in Bradley County got routed to Claiborne County instead, and a few months before that, some calls were sent to Knox County. The director says that happens sometimes, but the issue is resolved by the Network Operations Center.